You look nice.
Thank you.
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. How's everybody doing out there today? Yes, yes, yes. Y'all already know who it is. It's Miss J on what? Miss J Talk Show. Miss J Speaks Talk Show and Podcast. Yeah, I'm tongue tied. Y'all got to excuse me because I'm hungry, but it's okay. But anyway, y'all already seen the top. Oh, and I have my co-host right here. Miss Who?
Janet Brown.
Janet Brown is in the house. Yes. So look, y'all already seen the topic. This is a very serious topic. Um, it's trigger warning. Let me go on and say this it's a trigger. This is a trigger subject, and it may trigger some people. But I've always said I'm about healing, and this is a topic here that has been kept hush hush. This is another topic rather that has been kept hush hush, swept under covers in communities. And this topic tonight that we are going to address, and we have a guest that's going to come on, it's rape and molestation. Okay. Whew. That's a lot. And I know it is. I know it is. That subject just stays quiet, but we're not going to be quiet tonight. We're not going to do that. We're going to talk tonight. We're going to do that. And that's right, Miss Brown. We're going to talk tonight. So, Miss Brown, you want to talk a little bit?
Yeah, well, actually, before we start getting into, the definition, because there is a difference, first of all, I want to just welcome everybody. Thanks for coming to the segment, because this is a very serious topic. But it's good thing is that we get a chance to come on a platform and coming together as women and to tell our stories. We get a chance to vent, we get a chance to cry, we get a chance to unmute ourselves. And that's something that has been going on for decades. So women have been muted since the beginning of time, basically. And I remember back in Bible times, where women didn't hold much value, when she had to walk behind her man, and
Yeah.
she didn't have much to say. And they
Yeah.
sold, even in Bible times, they sold their daughters off as cattle and things like that. And so given away, to certain merchants, for exchange for food or clothing or whatever you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
in God's word, the Bible, and not to get biblical on everybody, but Christ held us very dearly, and he held us very precious. And with that being said, to move it up to today's time, we
Mm-hmm.
have a very awesome woman, because I want to keep y'all on a more positive note, even though we're talking about some things that are very, very touchy that I've experienced even myself. Um, a positive note is that some have worked hard to get where we're at today. And where we're at today, we get to speak about it, because women like Madam C.J. Walker, she was an African American
Yeah.
entrepreneur and political and social activist.
Mm-hmm.
She is recorded as the first female self-made millionaire in
Yes.
America in the Guinness Book of World Records. And she was a woman that got tired of being silenced. I was watching her. Reason why I brought that up to you today is I was
That's
watching a
fine.
segment on her yesterday, and she
Mm-hmm.
was, she had been through a lot, and she was just in the decade of 1901. You know what I'm saying? In that time span, and on up to today, that her products are still on the out there on the shelf. But due to the fact that she got tired of being silenced, she got tired of being silenced for many reasons. But now that we know that women can have something to look up to and be positive, even though they went through a lot, because I
Mm-hmm.
said that I brought her out there so you can look back and see her story. She's been through rape, she's been through molestation, she's
Yep.
been through all those things. But look at her now. And so, with
Mm-hmm.
that being said, there's a difference between being molested and a difference between being raped. Molestation is very foul. It's very foul. Both of them are very foul, and they're
Mm-hmm.
unlawful. But molestation is a sexual assault. There's abuse of a person, especially on a woman or a child. And 9 times out of 10, it's on a child, someone that's not of age. But not to say that a woman cannot be molested either, because she did not give consent for
Mm-hmm.
someone to, to touch her in that way. Rape is just right out there, unlawful sexual intercourse, and it's either sexual penetration of the vagina, or it could be at the anus. So you don't have to be just a woman getting raped. Men get raped too. And it could be of the mouth. They call that, rape as well, of another person with or without a force, by sexual uh, uh, agony, and so on and so forth. With foreign objects, it says, and without consent of that, a person, not giving you consent to do these things. So it's
That's
rape.
right. That's right.
Then there's so many different types of rape. We got statutory rape. People need
Yes.
to understand the different, the concepts of rapes. And I was just looking at a few. We got a date rape. We got
Mm-hmm.
gang rape. We got spousal rape. And some people say, well, how could you have a spousal rape? Because that's your job to have sexual intercourse with your husband, not if it's without consent.
There you go.
Hmm. And so then we have prison rape. And that prison rape is when, there's multiple guys raping another one or a woman. We got war rape, and that's where women are girls forced to do corrective rape. You know what I'm saying? It's a corrective
Mm-hmm.
rape. Have you ever heard of anything like that? When I looked at that, is there targeted rape against, like they're punishing, they use rape to, they're punishing you for something. And I
Mm-hmm.
looked into that, I'm saying, wow. So rape is very, very serious, as well as being molested.
Yes, it is.
There's a group called rape culture. That blew me when I read. Did you ever hear about that?
Mm-mm.
Rape culture? Well, it's a value of beliefs and behaviors in a society that normalizes sexual violence. So they said this is normal, and it includes raping. You know,
Mm.
so it's and where people actually fight for that, and this is in different states. Like even
Mm.
with the statutory rape. Statutory rape is considered, that's from state to state because each state is very different. So this is just a little knowledge that I wanted to share with you all before we get started on this program. That it's a very serious situation, and
Yes,
it's
it
just
is.
been hush hush. I come from, my mother was born in 1927, my daddy was born in 1970. So those are in the times, like, we watched the movie The Color Purple. We seen how
Mm-hmm.
men dominated women in those times, and so
Yes.
that's where all this origin from. Does that make it okay? No, it does
No, it
not.
don't.
Right here on Miss J Speaks, we get to hear about it firsthand, how viewers and how, for real examples of how this can come about.
Most definitely. Well, thank you for that. Thank you, Janet, for that. We are definitely having some technical difficulties today.
You went mute. You went mute. Can't hear you. Well, we're definitely having some technical difficulties because I can't hear a thing. It says you're muted. It says you're muted. When I went out and looked at it, it says you're muted.
What about now? Can anybody hear me now?
I can hear you now because it told me you was muted.
I didn't touch anything though. I don't understand what happened. Okay. All right.
Well,
That's
it
all right,
happens
y'all.
when
Y'all see me now? Y'all see me?
oh, we see you. We hear you too.
Okay. Okay, just making sure you can hear me now. Well, look, y'all, look, I don't know what happened. Devil lead, because we're gonna do this tonight. We are going to do this tonight. So I don't know what happened. But anyway, as you were saying, Jan, I appreciate that. But it got me when you was talking about the culture. What that you mentioned that
Yeah, the culture rape.
oh
Yeah,
my gosh. I
yeah,
mean that so it's all right for that. That's what they
yeah,
saying. That's oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That just blew me with
yeah.
that.
Behaviors in society that trivialize or normalize sexual violence. Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So
So
I
that's
really thank you for
it's
that.
like a normal thing for it to and to do some more research. I'm thinking I'm going to do some more research on that and
Hmm.
see where that is legal at. And so it just ran across my curiosity when I was when I
Wow. I mean, yeah, when you find out something, let me know. 'Cause I want to find out about that too. Cause that just so they normalizing that. See,
yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
But
To take
I
it up,
thank you for that. I thank you for that. So since and again, I apologize for the situation just happened, but we got it straight. So I want to throw out some statistics real quick, and y'all just bear with me. We're gonna bring our guests on, but in the statistics states 28% of rapes are committed by a stranger, right? Now, and it also states most victims knows their rapist. That's to be true too. 45% are committed by acquaintances, and 25% are current or your past lovers. Now, I want to piggyback on what you said. You made a statement, Janet, about when our spouse. Ladies, let me tell y'all something. If you laying in the bed with your hubby and hubby just insists he won't, get busy, but you tell him no, I don't. And you go fall off to sleep and he rolls you over and get on top of you, that's a problem.
that's right.
That constitutes rape
Yeah,
because you told him no and you felt asleep unknowing. You felt that still mean you unknowingly. Then he's gonna turn you over and get on top of you. That is rape. That is rape. Now, honestly speaking, I got that out of my doctor's mouth at one time. That is rape. That is rape because you said no. And you turning on no matter your business going on sleep. What, 20, 30 minutes, he going to roll you over and then get on top of you and hold you down with force. You try. Yes, that's rape. That is rape. Hold that thought, y'all. Hold
yeah.
that thought. Some of y'all probably knew it. Some of you
Mhm.
didn't. But I got that out of
Yeah,
I got
because
that
a
out of
lot
my
of people think that because it's consent, what the Bible says that we this is our duty, and
right.
it is our duty, but it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean an abusive way. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to you treat your wife like a delicate vessel.
Exactly.
You don't want to harm her in any kind of in any kind of way just to have your way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you want to make
Exactly.
sure that you don't do that. So
Exactly. Oh
very,
man,
very important.
exactly. But y'all ladies remember that now. Remember that now. If you don't do anything about it, yeah, but just remember that. That is rape. That's rape. You said no. You going off to sleep and he rolls you over and get on top of you and you like, get off of me. You're telling him no and he's still pressing the holding your hands down. That is rape. That's not foreplay. Okay?
No.
That's rape. Okay? That's not
Anything
foreplay.
without your consent is rape or molestation.
Exactly.
Yeah, if
Now
you
we're
didn't
gonna
give consent.
yes, we're gonna talk about the difference. What is the difference between what is the difference? So in the molestation, with rape, the person will ignore. See, here it is. The person will ignore the victim saying stop. And then here, remember I said how you pin the person down. All right, and it is also rape if penetration is not even has not even occurred. Example: if the person has not given consent and they do this to a drunk person, an unconscious person, a person sleep, a person sleep, or physically or a mentally incapacitated person. And now I'll be very honest. I done seen all on the news some people doing that to them and people in the rest home. Come on now, let's keep it 100. Yes, I've seen on the news. See, that's somebody that's physically and mentally incapacitated. I've seen y'all probably seen it too. You know, people getting arrested for doing that to people in the nursing homes. And then they also threaten you with physical force. Okay. So that this conversation, I know it may step on people's toes, but we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. And now our black families, not trying to be funny, we so much don't want the community to know. We want to be quiet and all, but we're not being quiet tonight. We're not gonna be quiet tonight. We're not. As long as it's about healing and trying to get some information to some people and people under education, that's what we're gonna do.
And you don't have to be penetrated to be raped. A lot of people
Exactly.
think that, when you go to
That's
court,
right.
it's hard to convict a man of rape. That's one
Mhm.
of the hardest things to do.
Surely is.
Because if they can't find anything where it was a struggle,
Mm-hmm.
they can't find any secretions in your vaginal areas, and so they don't look into the seriousness of what rape is. Rape is considered,
Exactly.
even if it's put in your mouth, because I
Yes.
looked at the definition. So if
Mm-hmm.
it was, if you did not give consent for this sexual, demonstration,
Mm-hmm.
then it's considered as rape. And this is
Okay.
just to put the knowledge out there for those that don't know, maybe going through some things right now. It's
That's
not
right.
that we have to get all worked up about it, but
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be brought to the forefront so that people would know what they're dealing with, so they can make choices. And so, and they you are worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it just the way you are, and no one should take advantage of you. And then considered as, like the other topic about it in whatever country this is from, rape culture. That's
Yeah.
not something that we want to support,
No.
because
No.
that's going against everything biblically that we could possibly believe. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And so we
Exactly.
definitely do not want to,
Uh-uh.
no.
Uh-uh.
But there
We're
is
not
some
gonna do that.
cultures, it's called rape culture, and they consider that as they don't have to have a consent. You just get in here and do what I tell you to do, type of situation, and that's it.
Oh my
You don't
God.
have to.
So we're not gonna support that. That's not gonna be
No, we're
supported.
not supporting that, because if you hearing this and we're in the United States,
Exactly.
United
Don't
States don't
support.
support
No.
it.
No. So now we're going to talk about with molestation, and the term is used when someone commits a crime of sexual acts with children up
Yeah,
to age 18. Now that includes, now y'all listen, that includes touching their private parts, that includes exposing their genitalia, also raping them, and engaging in sexual activity with either the molester or other children, and also taking um, um, dirty pictures of the children, pornographic pictures of the
yeah,
children.
yeah,
That yeah, and molestation is also the cases of incest by
yeah,
a relative with a family member who is a minor. Now that right there, that word incest, the molester with incest, that's some of the things in our black families that, again, we don't want them to know what Uncle so did to little so. We're gonna keep that quiet. That's incest. That's still a form of molestation. That's coming from a family member. That's coming from a family member.
and
And like
and,
I
and it's
said,
not, and I beg to differ, Miss Angela, because
okay,
it's not just in black families.
right,
It's in all families. It's in all families that these things go on, they take place, and they keep it hush hush. And that's why this segment is very important, because some child or some young teenager could see this and say, "Oh, I thought this was okay. I thought this was normal." But
right,
now they're
yeah,
hearing it from us, and now they
mm-hmm,
know that
mm-hmm,
this is not normal and it's not
mm-hmm,
okay. I know a young lady that I had the privilege to have be a part of her growing up.
Mm-hmm.
and she was raised up in CPS, Child Protective Services. She didn't know that the things that was happening to her wasn't supposed to happen to her because there was foul play going on in the home. She didn't know that. She thought that this was a normality. This
Mm-hmm.
is something normal. About her going to school and learning from other people and looking at things. Just education. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's what, and when we're educated, that gives us power. So that's what this segment is about. We're trying to educate
Exactly.
the world. We're trying to educate
Exactly.
so that we can become empowered as women
Mm-hmm.
and knowing when we're taken advantage of, knowing
Exactly.
when we're treated like a piece
Mm-hmm.
of meat,
Yeah.
because it's not okay. That's a mental illness of someone that wants to, you know, do something harmful to a child or,
Yes.
to an adult as well.
Exactly. So I want to talk about the warning signs. And after I talk about the warning signs, Janet, we're gonna after I talk about the warning signs, it's a video that I want to show. And after the video, we're gonna bring our guest on, okay? Can you hear me? Okay. So let's talk about the warning signs. You have three kinds of warning signs. You have the physical, the behavioral, and emotional. Now, I'm just going to give 1 or 2 points up on the physical. Up on the physical, a venereal disease. Number one, a child don't have no business having a venereal disease. Just don't.
Yeah.
Okay? Just don't. Remember that. A child does not have no business having a venereal disease.
Mhm.
All right? And the next one is frequent urination, and going to the bathroom a lot, and frequent urinary tract infections. They ain't got no business
Mhm.
having that. They don't. Not a child. No, no, don't have business doing that. And when they have, look, they might have stain or bloody undergarments. See,
Mhm.
those are those are your physical signs. Those are your physical signs. And some,
Yeah.
I mean, pay attention. Pay attention to your children. Pay attention to your children. And nightmares. Okay. Now let's get with the behavior. The behavior one up on the
Mhm.
behavior. When it's time to get ready to go to bed, or they scared to go to sleep, fear of going to sleep. So you got to ask yourself, wait a minute, what's going on? You haven't been doing this. What's going on?
Mhm.
Or fear of certain person that comes around, that come in the house. It's a way they start clamming up, the way they start acting.
Mhm.
You know, take notice of your children. Take notice of your children. Or bedwetting, especially if that child has never done that. And all
Mhm.
of a sudden, he's 7, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, 10 years old. They didn't start about peeing in the bed. They just said, yeah, wetting in the bed.
Right.
Take
Mhm.
notice of your children. Take notice of your children. And another one right here that when I was working with social service, this is what I saw a lot. Um, was when they would have sexual activity with toys, with dolls.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
them doing things with doing it. And
Yeah.
also, yes, this is what I saw when I went to social service a lot. That the kids was experiencing and exhibiting out. They would, taking doll babies and doing sexual acts with doll babies, or
Mhm.
they 3 or 4 years old. You see them masturbating. How do they know to do that?
Right.
Okay, pay attention to your children. That those are the things going up under the behavior one. Now let's go with the physical. Let's get with with the emotional. Now with emotional, you have lack of confidence. You start noticing. Now you got a child that they just bright and this. All of a sudden their confidence start drifting away. That's lack of confidence. And sudden mood swings, right? They start every time they turn around, they fear, they mad, they withdraw. You got an outgoing child, and all of a sudden, even the teachers might contact you and say, "I noticed little Susie seems to be want to sit in the corner all the time." Those are withdrawing signs
Mhm.
right there. Especially little Susie ain't never been that way. All right, and then unexplained fear or dislike for a certain person or
Yeah.
people or
So that's
place.
one of the main ones that people don't look at. They
Exactly.
They tend to ignore that so much, and they go like, they really do. They overlook it and say, and just like, why are you acting out? You embarrassing me type of
Right.
situation. You
Right,
know,
Janet.
and really the child is letting you know. The child is
Exactly.
doing everything that they can to let you know that this person is not okay. And
Exactly.
so we just really have to pay attention and listen to our child and believe in our kids.
Mm-hmm.
We really do. We have to listen to them. Talk to your
Exactly.
children. Talk to your
Exactly.
young teenagers. Don't
Mm-hmm.
badger, just talk to them and then listen to their response. See, that's the deal. When you listen, you be careful. It's not what they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
it's what they're not saying.
Exactly.
It's what they're
Exactly.
not saying. And I learned that from
Exactly.
working in child protection social services as well, that
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot out of children by them trying to tell me. I asked a question, and then they start going all around the mulberry bush, and then they start
Yeah.
building this person up. And really, I already know why you're here, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't know I know everything because of
Right.
my
Right.
job title.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't
Exactly.
what they were saying, it's what they were not saying. They
What they
don't,
were not saying.
they want to protect their families no matter what happens. They love their families,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But we
Mm-hmm.
as social workers, we as school teachers, we
Yes.
as it takes a village to raise children. So we as the
Mm-hmm.
community, we need to pay attention to all children. I don't just pay attention to my children. I pay attention to all children.
Yep.
I want to
Mm-hmm.
know why that child acting like that.
Yes. And you know what, Jan, you are so true, because that's the social worker in me. Because that's what I have a
Mhm.
BA in social work. That's my trade. That's the social worker in me. It's not gonna never leave me. If I
Mm-mm.
start noticing, I don't. If I be at a social gathering, whatever, with children around, and it's just a social worker in me. Because I'm
Yeah, it's
wondering,
just
why
that.
you acting that way. You are so right about that. Because that's not
Yeah,
gonna never leave. Because that's the field I worked in for over 15 years. So I
yeah.
know what I've seen it. I've seen this kind of stuff
Mhm.
with babies, 10, 11, 10, yes, 10, 11
You
months,
see
12 months old
marks on your
babies.
kids, look for marks on them, because a lot of them, they
Yeah,
may have bruises, and you thinking it, and then they tell you, they give you a reason why what's that on you? How then they give you a reason. Don't,
yeah,
don't, don't, don't take that as the right answer. Right?
exactly.
They're not going to
Exactly.
tell you because they don't know your reaction. And especially
Mhm.
if you're a type of parent that overreact to everything, they're not going to
Mhm.
talk to you.
They're
So,
not.
just look out for those things, just make sure your kids have regular checkups,
Yes.
listen to their voice. And when they say listen means to watch, look at their, like Miss J was just saying, that we need to watch their behavior.
Mhm.
We need to,
Mhm.
watch how they're carrying themselves, how they act around
Exactly.
people,
Yes.
how if
Exactly.
they're bedwetting, they're emotional. All those things are clues that
Mhm.
something's
Mhm.
going on, something's happened, and
Exactly.
you just can't put your finger on it. When you can't put your
Exactly.
finger on it, it's something going on.
Exactly. And I
Hmm.
know, I know, as mothers, we don't want to believe it. If little
Hmm.
Susie finally come and tell you that, I know it's gonna blow you away, but then you don't want to believe it. But now you gotta decide who you gonna believe, your child, what side you gonna take. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And you're gonna take your
exactly.
child's side. You supposed to take your child's side,
Yeah.
especially if they finally tell you. So pay
Yeah,
attention to
because
your
a
kids.
lot of people will tell you, Angela, because I know somebody, I know, this topic, this topic, I know so many people have been in this situation.
Me too.
It really is. So,
Mm-hmm.
take your child to the doctors. I didn't take my child to the doctor. They didn't see nothing wrong. That means they didn't check all their private areas. They didn't check every part of their body, but they didn't take in consideration that
Mm-hmm.
the child did not get touched, but was made to touch.
Come on, tell it, Janet.
You
That's
see what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
So
right.
they throw it out. Say that
That's
child
right.
just making it up. Mm-mm. If that child still has a behavior issue, there's
That's right.
something wrong.
That's
There's
right.
something wrong. They
That's
need to
right.
seek therapist. Yeah,
Yes.
sometimes it's not that the child been touched,
That's
is that
right.
they've been made to touch.
Made to touch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Made.
we need to
Oh
be
my
alert.
God. Hmm.
We need to
Yes.
be alert.
Whew. Whew. Let me take a breather. Yes. Yes. Let me take a breather. But
Yeah.
what I'm getting ready to do now, I'm getting ready to share my screen and show this video. This video is trigger warning. I want y'all to see this video and listen to what she's saying. Listen to what she's saying. All right. Bear with me. I'll get ready to share my screen. There it is right here.
Since my family, they already hopped in my inbox saying, take this.
Hold on. That's not it. Hold on. Wrong one. Let me go ahead and get it. Video file. Hold on.
Yeah, privately, families, nobody should know about. No.
See it?
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with black families that y'all feel like rapists, pedophiles, and shit like that has to be a secret. No, that should never be a fucking secret, G. And y'all can get the fuck out of my inbox. Until you went through what the fuck I went through, and you have to deal with this shit, and having these mental breakdowns every fucking day, every year, every month, and you can't stop it because you don't know what the fuck it is. Oh, it's your fucking family. It's your fucking family. Your dad, your mom are causing the mental breakdowns, and you're with them 24/7, G, because they're your fucking family. What I want black people to do, because we have a hard time doing this. Let's start exposing the rapists. Let's start exposing the pedophiles. Let's start exposing them uncles, because it's a couple of uncles too that are pedophiles. Let's start exposing them dads, them brothers, them cousins. There are fucking pedophiles, and if my family continues to hop in my inbox telling me to take this shit down, the shit really finna get serious, G. When I say it's really finna get serious, because do you know I know a couple of y'all sons that he didn't fucking did it to? Do you know I know a couple of your sons that he has done it to, G? And your son ain't even told you because your son fucked up about it. But then he came to me about the shit. That's what I'm saying, G. Stop telling me to take this shit down. I'm not taking nothing down. Y'all need to start exposing these rapists and these pedophiles. Stop acting like this shit is normal, y'all. It's driving me crazy that everybody think this shit is normal. It's not normal. No one should be fucking a child. This shit is not normal. It's not normal. It's not fucking normal, and it's driving me crazy. It's literally driving me fucking insane. And I'm on fucking live on Facebook, and I don't even do this shit. I don't do this shit. I don't even go live. But since my family want to hop in my inbox and tell me what to not post, everybody want to know, oh, you were just with your dad and your family, all this, we kicked my dad out. We kicked my dad out in March after the last victim came forward. Because we was confused on why the fuck he's still doing it. He's still doing it. He's not getting help. He's been doing it since we were kids. I can go get the fucking DCF report from 2005 when my mama left him and went back. Her dumb ass took us back there. That's another reason why I went live. Women, let's talk about these mothers. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to go on the ghetto yelling rant, but I'm pissed right now, y'all, because it's Father's Day. And I ain't gonna lie, I knew I was gonna feel this way. I knew when Father's Day come, me and my siblings, we've been dreading Father's Day, because his birthday is June 1st, so we had to go through everybody posting him for that. And we was dreading Father's Day because we knew this shit was gonna stir up more trouble. I don't like to leave in, and I understand my mom had 4 kids, but y'all need to fucking leave. You cannot stay with men that are raping your children, that are beating your children, that are hurt. Think about your children first, because they're gonna end up like me, 26, having mental issues. Got a degree, got a job, got a business, got everything going.
Whew. Whew. Mm. Mm. Gotta take a breathe on that one. Mm. Mm. Gotta take a breathe on that one. Yeah. That's just part one. That's just part one. And I forgot to mention to y'all about the language. You know, I apologize about the language. I apologize about the language.
But that's the realness of it, and that's the reaction of a woman that has been abused and she's fed up.
I got part 2 with just about a 2-minute one. I'm gonna go ahead and play that.
No, go ahead and bring that your guess out, because that's
you know what?
That's a little bit too.
I'm getting ready to bring our guess out. All right.
Yeah.
So that one sort of got me right there.
I'm still trying to recuperate myself. I'm trying to recuperate over here.
We're ready to bring Miss Nadine out. Y'all just bear with me, because that one sort of That was sort of got me a little bit there. Um, so let's welcome Miss Nadine. There she is. Welcome, Miss Nadine.
Welcome, everyone. Hope
Welcome,
everyone
welcome,
is in
welcome,
good
welcome.
health today. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. Thank you for being up here. Thank you for being patient with us. Thank you for being patient with us, Nadine. I appreciate that so much. So you already know the topic. So your thoughts and all.
Well, I understand how she feels. And a lot of people, because they weren't given the right direction, don't understand what molestation and rape is. So when they do find out, they haven't had the help to heal, it's a very hard phase, because I know
Mm-hmm.
going through my situations. My last one was while I was in the military, and it was a neighbor. My
Mm,
first one was when I was 10 years old. I was in Jamaica, 10 years old, walking home from school to go to my grandma's workplace because I help her out doing seamstress and different things like that.
mm-hmm.
And I had to fight him off. And the bad thing about this one was he was dumb. And how can you be in a dumb situation when you're trying to attack somebody else? A young child at that.
Mm.
You
How
know,
old you say?
you
How old
already
you
have,
say?
I was 10,
Oh wow.
you already have a disability, but yet you still add in other curses to what you're already going through. And,
Mm,
it happened other times, like you say, your significant others, they feel that they want you and they're supposed to have you. And, you know,
right.
it, it's not good. It's not, something that you should say, yes, okay, just because. And because of those situations, when you're in a relationship, you're not in a relationship really for you. You're doing it
Mm-hmm.
for your significant other. Because I've done that just to keep the peace, and and then you become a sexual slave to others because people try to use sexual abuse or verbal abuse and different type of abuse to think they can hold you or control you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the type, you can't control me. If
Mm-hmm.
I allow something to happen because I want to keep the peace and I really don't want to bust you over your head and go to jail. So if
Right.
I could deal with it, if I could deal with it, I deal with it and then work myself out of the situation. But like I
Wow.
said, it happened to me 4 different times, and the last time
Mm,
was while I was in the military. So when the officers came, this significant other person, my neighbor, had a crush on me, and he told me that he liked me, and I told him, well, I'm involved with somebody else.
mm-hmm.
So he was like, okay, that's fine. So I didn't intend that he was going to be somebody to attack me because I didn't hug him physically. I didn't give him any type of, you know, push or walk around him naked. I'm always clothed. If he came to visit me, he would sit across from me over on the other couch. I'm on this couch, so he's never close to me at any time. So he wasn't giving any type of signal that it was okay for him to do that. But he did knock me unconscious with a gun. I found out
Mm,
later because there was a witness. He knocked me. I got 21 stitches over my eyes. And those pictures I saw was not a good sight. And then after I went through that, and for my company commander to tell me that he still wanted me to come to work after they gave me 3 days off, I
yeah.
told him off. And I said to him, I hope none of your children ever have to go through this. And he said, I'm not his child. I say, you know what? I'm going to be fine. But you, they're going to put you out of the military
Mm-hmm.
because you don't get it. And that's what happened. But I went to
Wow.
court, gave them what they wanted, and they were surprised because they said for somebody who's been through it 4 different times, of how I dealt with the last one, they was really surprised. And you know, um, went to court. The lawyer showed me the pictures, and I was like, wow. I was shocked. Went to court. He tried to say, oh, I assaulted her, but I didn't do this, and I this and that. So they had me they put a board up and had me draw every single point in my apartment and what it looked like, um, and what happened and when it happened. And when he saw that, he couldn't do nothing. When they cross-examined him, he couldn't do nothing because everything I said, he could not get around it when my lawyer got a hold of him. So, but you
Wow.
know that when they're doing that, they don't allow you to stay in the court. He could hear what you
Mm-hmm.
say, but I didn't hear what he said. They asked me to go outside. Then we came back in after he did his testimony, and the lawyer was like, "Well, whatever you do and everything you said, he couldn't go around it." So after a while, they told me he got 45 years in jail, and
What?
you know,
Yes.
yeah, 45 sexual assault, yes, 45 years in jail. The other
Justice
three, I didn't
prevails.
prosecute. I didn't prosecute the other three, but him, he did because he hurt me the most because he knocked me out and penetrated me. The
Oh.
rest I was able to the rest maybe a little, but I was able to fight them off because with me when I was in high school, I used to run track and play sports and do bodybuilding. So I was a bodybuilding trainer. So I was able to fight them off with my strength when I was penetrated. So I wasn't hurt as much as the last one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here to say that, you know, prayers, hope, brought me through. I didn't have nobody to help me through, but I just
Wow.
pray and have faith in my Father.
Mm-hmm.
And He's the one that's helped me gone this far because people looking at me could not tell that I've been through that because I've never mentioned it. And when
Mm-hmm.
I do, they're shocked. But
Mm-hmm.
the power of prayer and the power of the Father that we have, we could accomplish anything. So
Yes.
whatever I do now, I do to help others in their situation and to help them go through. So they could always reach out to me to just talk. Even if you just want to talk, there's no problem. I'm not going to judge you. I'm just going to be there. You can cry. I'm a shoulder for you to cry on. Talk to me anytime. I'm always available. Don't care what time it is. Some people can't sleep
Exactly.
2, 3 in the morning. Give me a call. I'll wake up and I'll talk to you. No problem. But I've learned through my healing, and I'm still healing because you're
Mm-hmm.
always going to keep healing from processes
Exactly.
like that. Because I've seen people who's been through it once and they lost it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I have.
you
Yeah.
have to reach out. You have to reach out because a lot of people do not reach out because I was shocked because I was blessed to, be around a lot of young people growing up in the church. And one of them was a deacon's daughter. And one day she came to church and I look at her and I say, she's being touched,
Uh-oh.
you know? But eventually it came out. He was about to touch her younger sister. And she said, enough is enough. And she told on her own father was drugging his wife and raping his daughter. And he was a deacon in church. Yeah, they finally
Mm.
locked him up for his service time. He was put on the molestation list, or the whatever list they put them on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it was a couple of years later he died from a back crash. But that wonderful young lady, she was blessed with an awesome husband. That she have children for now that help her through all her situations. So
Mm-hmm.
she's healing because she have a husband that supports her in everything that she does. So
That's good.
you know, you have to open regardless of what, because mostly, like they say, family members and people you know are the most people to always think that it's okay for them to touch or get, or your significant other, or I'm your husband, or I'm your this. No, I don't think so. If I say no, is no. You
That's
don't
right.
touch me, because the
That's
last
right.
person that did that, I sure bust him in his face. I don't play that.
That's
Do
right.
not touch me.
That's
If I
right.
say no, it's no. You touch
No
me,
means
No
no.
it's gonna
means
be on.
no. You
That's
know,
right.
no means
That's
no.
it. You're gonna be
And
No
we
on.
really
means no.
So
appreciate you,
That's right.
Nadine, for coming here and sharing that story. That was so touching with me. I have to, get off, take my face off because it's it brought back a lot. Just put it that
Mm-hmm.
way. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just that I could not, keep my face
Yeah.
on here, and it was just too much for me. But
I
you are a soldier. You're
yes.
you're to be commended. You're
Yes,
strong,
Nadine.
black,
Yes.
beautiful woman, and
Yes.
you stood up. And this here segment should help a lot of other
Yeah.
women
That's right.
stand up because
Mm-hmm.
you can make it.
That's
You
right.
can survive. Like she said, she knows she had her heavenly Father on her side, and she had her strength. You know,
Exactly.
she not. You don't let people walk over you and do you wrong. And it's
Mm-hmm.
wrong to take advantage of you because you're a woman.
Yes.
Because when God said that you're the weaker vessel, He didn't mean that you was something to push over. He said, look at it like this. If you had, I had a piece of paper, I had it wrote down. It was so amazing that you bought two vases. And then, one of the vases didn't hold up because it was a little weaker than the other one. So what do you do for that weaker vase? You kind of hold that vase carefully. You keep
That's
that
right.
one that's weaker, you protect that vase
That's
because you
right.
don't want that vase to break. So God didn't mean that you're supposed to take advantage because
Mm-hmm.
it's weak. No, it means that you protect it because it's weak. We're not strong physically as a man. He's saying so.
Mm-hmm.
Protect your wife, protect your daughters, your nieces. Don't abuse them.
Don't abuse them.
So
That's right.
this is going to be a segment that is going to be so amazing, and I
Yes.
hope it's going to help a lot of people.
I
And
do
I know
too.
it will. I know it will. Personal experiences are the very best to know. We can talk about it and look up, things on it, Google things, but when someone gets on there and tell their personal
Their
story,
personal
then
story.
that person can look and say, I can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
She did that. I seen her. She did
Mm-hmm.
that. I can
Mm-hmm.
do that too. So I
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate you, sharing your story.
Most definitely, Nadine.
My phone is dying. That's why I had to have to move too because I had to plug it in too.
Oh,
Get
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And so, because I'm
Um,
if I come back on here, you'll see me laid back in my.
Nadine, let me ask you this, Nadine, as uh, through your coming up and your maturing and everything, relationships with men after this happened to you, was there any like distrust and all of that? Did you blame your let me see, I'm trying to say, did you trust any man after all of this happened? You see what I'm saying? How did you get around that and get over that? What happened to the point where you can feel like you can embrace love again? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, have a normal relationship.
well,
Right.
um, the way, because I was brought up in the church. I always look at things like, what would Jesus do? Because
Okay.
they molested him, they beat him, they did everything to him, and he stood strong. So I thought about that, and I said, not every man is the same man. So everyone is deserving of a chance, and I'll give them a rope
Mm-hmm.
until they hang themselves, then they're on their own. So
Okay.
I took it one step at a time. I've had long relationship, you know, but when some men are doing wrong, they try to blame it on you,
Right.
which mine did and tried, but he failed every time. But I'm blessed by the Most Highest, so whatever
Mm-hmm.
he did I didn't let phase me. You know, he cheated, he do different things, but I'm the type like, if I say I love you and care for you, as long as you're not hurting me to the point that I
Mm-hmm.
can't take it, I'm gonna not be the one to run away from the relationship just because this was better
Right.
or for worse, sickness and in health, different things like that. And that was me. Once I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm a friend to the end. I'm not like Chucky. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
friend to the end, and I'm a real friend. So it's up to you how you want it to end up. In which, you
Wow.
know, whoever dated me have learned because they wish that they didn't do the things that they did to me because of the person that I am. Because
Okay.
I'll tell somebody, you're not gonna love me because of sexual, because of how I'll make love to you or whatever it might be. You're gonna love me because of who I am, because of the
Exactly.
inner beauty, the inner beauty that I bring to the relationship, the understanding I bring to the relationship. Now, if you mess it up, you're on your own. I'll give you chances, like the Bible says, 70 times 7. But I'm not a fool, you know. To a point, you have to say enough is enough. So
Okay.
that's how I dealt with mine. I had to look at each individual as a different person because I say, okay, this is John. John did not attack me. Somebody else did.
Right.
So John is
Right.
not that person, or Paul is not that person. So I can't look at them as, okay, every man is a rapist because
Mm-hmm.
he didn't put me in that situation. He didn't put me
Yeah.
in that dilemma.
So did
Exactly.
you ever have to have
Most
any
might
type
say,
of
yeah,
professional help?
Yeah,
Did,
that's what
did,
that's what I was getting ready to ask her.
did you ever
Ask,
seek any professional
did
help?
you
well,
ever
I've
go and
I've had some, that like me and think they had to have me, but like I showed them something, they never tried it again.
did
So
you
you
have
touch
any
me wrong, and I said no,
did you have any did you go and seek professional help, therapy? Did you go seek therapy?
not on this situation because being in the military and the stuff you go through and the way they take things sometimes when you explain things to them um, has given me drawbacks on doing it. But I've learned as I get older that sometimes it helps, to talk to somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
who's a psychologist who you trust or a psychiatrist who you trust, that you could talk to
Okay.
and know that they're not gonna, judge you or anything like that. They'll help you through the healing process that you need to go through.
Okay.
So I've spoken to, my help was basically a pastor that I trust, or a
Okay.
sister that I trust, or
Mm-hmm.
someone close to me that I trust, that might have been in the same situation and we could understand. So, we talk about it together. We work through it
Yeah.
together. So,
So that
but
let
it's
me
good to talk to someone because when you hold things in,
exactly.
it
Yep.
hurts more. Because with that young lady that you seen on the video, she held this stuff in. So because she held it in, it hurts, and because her family is attacking her because she's trying to protect the family, or whoever she's protecting in the family against, or against what they have done to her, people attacking her on it, is making her more defensive to defend herself and push others away from her and say, look, enough
Yeah.
is enough. I'm going to open my mouth. If you don't like it, tough. It's the point. We have to do it, and that's final. So get off my back. I'm going to do it regardless of what you say. If you love me, you love me. If you don't, at least I'll help somebody else from him or whoever did it from hurting
Right.
anybody else.
So I heard you stated that it happened to you when you was 10. Now when you was 10 and it happened, did you when you told it, did they believe you or they didn't?
Yeah, they did because in Jamaica and most countries,
Uh-huh.
people do that and they think they can, and something they could get away with it. But you know, I'm from a family of police officers anyway, so you know, you have to talk to somebody.
Okay.
And they might ask if you want to press charges. Depends on how the hurt was to you. If you want to press charges, if you don't. But in his case, he was already doomed. So there was no need for me to press charge against him because you're already
Okay.
dumb and you're trying to jump a fence and attack a little young lady that's mind her business and trying to get a good education and trying to help her grandmother. But I don't know what happened to him today, but I know that it's happened to people that are known, and their attackers have actually eventually killed themselves because they couldn't deal with it.
Mm.
So in many cases, it normally work out because like God says, it's not your fight, it's His. So once you give it to
Exactly.
Him, He always has His way of dealing with things. Even if you didn't prosecute them, He still have His way because they treated daily anyway from what they have done.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you. As Janet stated, you are a soldier. You came up here and told your story. You didn't have to. You see what I'm saying? But you did. Actually you was determined to do it. And when I put flyers up on topics that I want to talk about, yes, I'd be asking for, seeing guests want to come in and share their story. And you didn't have no problem. Let me know that you want to tell your
Okay.
story. So that was why, I didn't have no problem having you and our other guest, but she had an emergency to come in. Anybody else that had wanted, if they saw my flyer, and like I said, I know this is a topic that people shun away from, but see, we weren't gonna do that. We didn't do that tonight. We talked about it, and it is help for individuals out there that has been through some type of sexual abuse or molestation. But a lot of us don't like to get it, don't like to take it. Some of us try to deal with it on our own, and then some do go and get help, some do go and get help. So I'm glad you had somebody you can talk to, and express your feelings to. I mean, because looking at, I would have never known. I would have never known. As long as you and I know one another, I didn't know nothing about it, and I didn't. I didn't
Yeah,
know nothing about it, and I
and
appreciate.
it's a lot of people that that's in the military right now that's going through that situation. There's people that's civilians that's going through that situation, but they're afraid to talk.
Hmm.
Because the person might hurt them who have attacked them. But
Right.
you have to do what you
So
have to do to protect yourself. You have to work on getting yourself away from that person. And once you get yourself away from that person, then you do what you need to do to make sure that
exactly,
person is
exactly,
dealt with lawfully or however it's supposed to be dealt with. Um, you taking laws into your hand is not going to help you because you're getting your hand dirty for somebody else who's not worth it. Because somebody who attacked somebody is not worth
exactly.
you killing
Well,
or hurting
this
them
this is
at all.
why
Because eventually they'll get their judgment. So
exactly. So this is winding down our segment for tonight. I had another video. It's 2 minutes long. But I think I'm just gonna let it stay just like just lead. No, we looked at the first one. It's a part two to that. Um, I may end up doing a part two of this. Because I do have a couple people. Because I just looked at my inbox. Um, I got a couple people. Want to talk, want to tell their story. So I may be doing a part two of this, and there's nothing wrong. A lot of people be so ashamed to tell it, but sometimes you got to understand that's step one of healing when you release it. You can tell in that young lady video that she was fed up. She walked around 27 years holding that in. Now, keep in mind, now let me say this: it's some been walking around holding it in for longer than 27 years. And I know this, but see, she's fed up, and you can hear it in her voice. You can see it in her whole demeanor. That young lady was fed up, and she was just like she said, time to break the generational curses. And right, we're not the only our Black families are not the only ones that keep it hush hush. Yeah, you're right, Miss Janet. It's other families that keep it hush hush too, because when Like I said, I have my BA in social work. That's what I did for quite a while, and I know what I saw. I know the stuff that I saw. I know it wasn't all of us Black families. It wasn't. It wasn't. And I saw some things work in that department. I'm talking about little children, 8 months old, 9 months old, 2 years old. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. I know what I saw. I know what I saw. And that's I don't that's something right there that, and she said it's not normal to mess with no child. And it's not no, that's no, that's not it's not normal to be molesting and raping anybody. It's not it's not And as I stated, some people keep it in hush hush, keep it up on it, don't want the community to know that their daddy did this to them. No, we ain't gonna say nothing. Or I don't want to talk about, because I don't want nobody to know my daddy did this to me. No, it's time to talk about it. It's time to talk about it. And you, Nadine, you are a soldier. You came and told your story. I am so overwhelmed right now. I am so overwhelmed because you didn't have to do this. Now, I'm pretty sure it's some people that saw my flyer, but see, you were ready to tell your story. But when you get ready, like I said, I see some people in my inbox. I may do a part 2 of this, because if you want to talk about it, you want to get it off your chest, come on. That's part of healing. And that's what my platform is about. It's not about here just talking. No. If you feel that this is going to help you to get this off your chest to start your healing journey, I don't have a problem with it. Miss J Speaks Talk Show and Podcast do not have a problem with it. But tonight, we didn't mute rape and molestation. We talked about it tonight. We did. And I said it was going to be a trigger. I said it was going to be a trigger. And I apologize to anybody that come back and watch this and build upset behind it. I'm going to apologize now for it. But it was time to talk about it. And with that being said, Nadine.
And before you go,
Yes.
for all the parents out there, male parents or female parents, if your child ever come to you, if you have taught them about what it means for somebody to touch them wrongly and different things, and they ever come to you and say this happened, do not turn your back on them, because you're going to say, oh, that man is paying the bills, or that woman is doing. No, you listen to your child. Listen to your child. You don't put nobody in front of your child. Never. Because the trust that that child gives you is what going to keep that child going. And if that child ever lose that trust in you, you can hang it up. You always listen to your children. Exactly. Listen to them. Find out, get to the bottom of it, see what's going on. Exactly. Do not tell them that they're lying. Listen to them.
Exactly.
That's where it starts. It starts right there, because if you don't deal with it, then they're going to grow up resenting you, and they're going to grow up resenting others.
Now, what I want y'all to thank you, Nadine. I see a couple people just got in here real quick. I'm going to give y'all 2 warning signs. The one that just got in here, pay attention to y'all children, then I'm going to end it out. One of them for physical is a venereal disease. Number 1, your child don't have no business having a venereal disease, period. Don't even try to justify that. Don't try to justify that. That's for your physical, up on the physical part. And then if you got a child that had never had no problem with sleeping, all of a sudden they're having nightmares, that's a problem. Then if you got a child that every time a particular person come over, they might they don't want to be around them, or they're gonna go out in the room. That's a problem. That's the physical. Next one is the behavior. If you got one that time to get ready to go to bed, they crying, they don't want to go to sleep. That's a problem. Especially they never did that. They never did that. And all of a sudden they doing this. Don't look at the fact, oh, you just trying to hang up with grown folks. Don't look at it that way. Don't look at it that way. Especially they ain't never had no problem. Kind of trying to go to bed. Okay. But all of a sudden, oh no, they scared. Okay. And then fear of certain people or places. Fear of certain people or places. This is up under the behavior. And then bed wetting. Now, if you got a child that has never wet the bed and all of a sudden they wet in the bed, at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you're 30. That's a problem. Don't look at it, oh, you just lazy, you don't want to get up. Don't look at it that way. Don't look at it don't look at it that way. Do not look at it that way. See, we overlook a lot of things. Now, last one is emotional. If you got a child that they all confident and they just like it, all of a sudden their confidence is leaving them. They're having sudden mood swings like fear. You don't know why they keep getting mad or getting angry or they're withdrawn. Or if a teacher contact you about little Susie, because little Susie been the bright of the class, all of a sudden little Susie just wanting to sit up in the corner by herself and then don't say nothing to nobody. See, that's being withdrawn right there. Okay. These are for the ones that just came in real quick. And then if you got unexplained fear or dislike of a certain person or places or an impression, y'all pay attention to your children. Pay attention. Even if they 14, 15, 16 years old, pay attention to them. Because trust me, as Ms. Jan stated, it's not what they saying, it's what they have not said. Now, with that being said, I'm getting ready to close it out. This topic got very, very emotional for me. And I do apologize about that. And Nadine, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming on telling your story. I cannot say that so many more times. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to my viewers, the one that tuned in and hung in here with us while we talked about this, I want to thank you. And to the ones that's going to be watching a replay, I'm going to go ahead and apologize. It's a trigger video that's going to be seen. I'm going to go ahead and apologize about that. But I want to thank y'all for viewing my talk show and podcast. Please share it out. You can also go and watch on my YouTube page, Miss J Speaks Talk Show and Podcast. MZ, not MS, because people be spelling MS, but it's MZ. All right. And I also stay connected on my Facebook page, Miss J Speaks Talk Show and Podcast. And I'm getting ready to sign out. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And as I stated, we didn't mute Rape and Molestation tonight. We unmuted it and we talked about it. Y'all have a good night.